Oh, your every birthday, but also it just makes me stand warm. Can you say a single word and then tell me what the word is so I can know it? I'm sorry for you understand the understand confidence. No, I'll pat myself on the back. There we go. Idea. So, and now, by all means, set me to how finish our If you've got questions about the story making headlines, we have is here to help you get the facts straight. Our team of experts examine the evidence and cut through the sea. Join me, Chris Morris, here on BBC World News. Go to bbc.com/reality. The public shaming and boycotting of people who express opinions that some may find offensive is widespread, and the backlash will devastate lives that some believe it stifles debate. Has cancel culture gone too far? That's Global Questions with me, Zainab Dalmi, on BBC World News. I'm Razia Iqbal. On Witness History, we bring you first-hand accounts from key moments of the past as told by people who were there. This month, we have a special programme celebrating moments of cultural history that shaped our world. Join me for Witness History on BBC World News.
This is BBC World News. I'm David Eads. Our top stories. 10 people, including a police officer, are shot dead by a gunman at a supermarket in Colorado. One man is in custody.
Efforts to this community around to the victims of this horrific incident. We know of 10 fatalities at the scene, including one of our border PD officers.
Even emptier streets of Germany have headed into a tighter lockdown to try to reverse a third wave of coronavirus. The UK will force remain silence on their reflection a year after the first lockdown. Voters entered the polls for the fourth time in 2 years. It seems a referendum on Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Hello to all of you watching on PBS and around the globe. Very warm welcome to the program. 10 people have been killed, including a police officer in the US city of Boulder in Colorado, when the gunman fired on shoppers in a local supermarket. People said they had to dive for cover and ran for safety as that rampage took place. Police also said the suspect was in custody and was receiving hospital treatment. America correspondent David Lewis is the show.
Early afternoon in a residential area of Boulder, Colorado, police are called to a local grocery store where a man with a rifle had opened fire. As people were led to safety, chilling video emerged of victims lying wounded both inside and outside the store. Among the dead was local police officer Eric Talley, an 11-year veteran of the Boulder Police Force.
Officer Talley responded to the scene as the first one was seen, and he was fatally shot. I also want to commend the heroic actions of the officers responding not only from Boulder PD, but from across the county and other parts of this region. Police officers' actions fell nothing short of being heroic.
Pictures from the scene showed a middle-aged man, shirtless and dressed in shorts, being led away from the grocery store in handcuffs. His legs appeared to be coated in blood. Officials won't confirm he was a gunman, nor will they comment on a possible motive. As 14 officers converged from the scene, the White House said President Biden had been briefed on the incident. Last month, on the third anniversary of a mass shooting in Florida, in which 17 people died, he called for background checks on anyone seeking to buy a gun and a ban on assault weapons. This is the second mass shooting in this country in the space of a week, and it has already prompted calls for a new national conversation about gun violence. Senator Amy Klobuchar, who's a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee, tweeted, "Back to normal cannot mean a return to horrific gun violence. The committee has a hearing on gun safety tomorrow. We must put a stop to this." The state of Colorado is no stranger to gun violence. 12 people lost their lives in the city of Aurora in 2012 after a gunman opened fire into a crowded cinema. 13 when 2 students stormed into Columbine High School before killing themselves. But the right to own a gun is enshrined in the Constitution here, and those seeking a change in the law have had their attempts thwarted many times before. David Willis, BBC News, Los Angeles.
The situation regarding coronavirus now. We'll start in Germany because the lockdown there is about to get tougher still. In fact, Chancellor Angela Merkel has announced that there will be a 5-day strict shutdown over Easter, and nationwide restrictions are going to be extended now to April the 18th. Talks between leaders of the 16 federal states and the Chancellor went on into the early hours of the morning after a lengthy interruption. More on those restrictions is our correspondent David Lewis.
We're sort of used to these long marathon sessions between Angela Merkel and regions leaders, and that's because obviously Germany as a federal state, you have to agree on these things together. It takes a long time. they're often very bad-tempered, but this one was particularly fractious, and that's because across Germany, some regions have relatively low levels of infection, other regions are seeing really high levels of infection, particularly on the southern and eastern border with the Czech Republic and with Austria. So that's why regions leaders all have different views, and also a little bit panicked because you have elections coming up in 6 months' time. The mood of voters has really shifted because the infection rates have gone up, but at the same time, the vaccine rollout is still relatively slow. So a lot of voters have lost faith in the government, and that's why politicians are desperate to get them back on side, and that's why they're throwing all sorts of ideas into the mix, and it was really difficult for Johnson state to decide on the restrictions. As a result, a difficult birth, as one minister puts it, but they do have a new, most severe lockdown so far in Germany. And as I say, particularly interesting, over Easter there'll be a complete shutdown for 5 days, including food shops for most of that time. So we're looking at some pretty severe restrictions. The idea really is to stop this third wave gaining momentum.
That's the situation in Germany. Here in the UK,
Top of the morning to you guys. How you guys doing? Sorry if I've been silent for a while. I had to put some things in place so that we all can enjoy it all together. Okay, okay. So I'm going to be looking at some GBP pairs for this morning. First, I'm on GBP CHF. I gave a signal my to my I gave it on my Telegram page. That's what I wanted to see. Okay, so I'm on to GBP CHF. That's pound Swiss franc. I'm watching GBP JPY at pound yen, and I'm equally watching GBP USD at pound USD. Okay, I can see some funny price actions, but then I'm still waiting for the best of all entries. I've only entered GBP CHF, and that was earlier this morning. You can see the 8 o'clock candlestick. See the way it pumped up with about 50 pips. It pumped up about 50 pips, and as many that took profit, we all were satisfied. That's because I spotted an accumulation here. If you want to, so that brings me to, I said yesterday that my online sessions will not be of trading, as it were. If you want to take it as or for trading, why not? It's a good thing, but it will be for educational purposes. Okay, more of educational purposes. So now, for people who are not sure of when to enter trades, I'm going to be, you know, taking us around time frames like M15, M30, 1 hour. Those are the time frames I'm going to be using more. So I'd like you to pay rapt attention so that you can understand very well whatever it is I'm putting across. Okay, so this morning we took a trade on GBP CHF. If you want to join my Telegram group, I'm going to put it up on the screen shortly. So my Telegram group this is my Telegram group, Pinel FX Trading Signals. We have 82 subscribers, and usually the very active ones are, I don't know if you can see that on my screen yet. Okay, so the very active ones are, okay, I think you can see that now. The very active ones are like 30%. Less than half of the subscribers are very active. Okay, so that's the name of the group right there. Pineal FX Trading Signals. So you can search for us on Telegram and join. That's not what we have for this morning. Okay, so for this morning, I'm observing the flow or the trend on GBP CHF, GBP JPY, and GBP USD, and I must tell you guys that these guys are hard, crucial support. Even if it is 100 pips, we're going to, make from them in total. It's part of it. If you can make 50 pips steady daily on any position you take, and on the average in the whole of the week, you can make a steady profit of say 200 pips. out of the entire 250 pips for the week, then I must salute your effort, because it's, especially if you're a day trader. All right, I'm a swinger, but then I'm trying to adapt to day trading, such that I just pick a trade, or I just observe some pairs. I go across the entire, market and observe pairs. Then I pick anyone that I know that has a very good setup. Okay, so that's it. So in essence, I'm observing GBP CHF, GBP JPY, and GBP USD. Now the question is why? Why am I observing pound this morning? It's not because I have flair. It's not absolutely because I have flair for pounds. Yes, I like pounds. Pound dollar, pound yen, pound Swiss franc. More importantly, those three. But you see, this morning at about 8 a.m., what made GBP CHF to pump in particular, I'll show you now in a jiffy. If you go to forexfactory.com, one of the most reliable news outlets for FX news, you'd see on your screen, or you should see on your screen by now, that average earnings, claimant count change, and unemployment rate came out this morning. The claimant count change was very bad, very, very bad. And usually claimant count change, is changing number of people claiming unemployment. Okay, so it means there were many people, quite many, you know. If you can see, the forecast was 9.0 thousand. That's about maybe 9,000. I wouldn't know how the K is like, but then you measure it with respect to what we have for the previous, and then actual now. You can see that the value really, really went up. That is, there were more more unemployed people in the UK, and it is usually released monthly about the 16th day after the month ends. Okay, so today's own came out and it was pretty bad, and it weighed on pounds, or let me say it is still weighing on pounds. All right, so quickly, the unemployment rate came out better. So usually you can have unemployment value and unemployment rate positive, or either negative, or both of them negative. So anything can happen, because the rate of unemployment is quite different from the unemployment value itself. Do you understand? Because rate of unemployment is percentage of total workforce that is unemployed and actively seeking employment during the past 3 months. Okay, so that's it. So it's often not the same thing, or it doesn't come out the same way. Okay, so now that you understand this part of the discussion, so I just wanted to be sure you get we are on track. Okay, so this morning I just want to speak to you on how to identify entries. So I just wanted to be sure you get we are on track. Okay, so this morning we are going to be talking about entries, proper entries. Okay, so I am not on GBP yet. I'm just watching it closely. I am not on it yet because, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm not on it yet for one reason, because I wanted to test this place very well. I want to see the accumulation. I want to see it properly done. I want to see how best this tech can accumulate very well. That's what I'm observing. And I want to see the accumulation at its best. Sorry, please. Okay, so what I'm saying in essence is I want to see the accumulation properly done. If you check, one thing I love about charts is the history. Okay, guys, history is very important anytime you are on any chart. Okay, if you look closely, this is just 1 hour. Okay, yes, fine. A lot of traders go to monthly, weekly, then daily. I've done that already, and I know there is so much weighing on pounds right now because pounds normally is not the strong type. Since after the Brexit, pound has not been the strong type. But then sometimes you can isolate some part of an entire structure that could make sense. Okay, so first of all, let me wipe out this. So we're going to go to monthly time frame on GBP USD. Alright, this is what we have for the month. And as you can see, I have moving averages 50. I have moving averages 50. I have 100, and I have 200. So guys, okay. So if you watch closely, you will see that moving average 50 is yellow, 100 is blue, and 200 is white. So first, moving average 50, the trend of GBP USD for many months. It came again, pushed it down. It pushed it down a bit, but then it jacked up. So it broke the moving average 50 and went way up to moving average 100. So the current challenge GBP USD is having right now, or has right now, is at moving average 100, exponential moving average 100. That's EMA. Okay, so we are at that point where moving average 100 is affecting pound dollar. So if you go to weekly time frame, you want to see what's up with weekly time frame. Okay, so the first thing we noticed a weekly time frame is there was a pushback from 1.424 thereabout, and there was a retracement at 1.380. Okay, so now the question is, and then there was another push down from 1.40. Of course, I expected that 1.40 should knock GBP down. Why? Because 1.40 is a round figure, and such move is expected. So now let's break it down to okay. Then also I want to put the support here because there is a support here. If you look closely, there were some supports here and some resistances here over previous weeks. So now let's go to daily time frame. You can see the price action on daily time frame. So twice now in a row, pound had moved from 1.377 thereabout to 1.40. This was the first time support one. So I'm going to put an arrow to indicate that this is support one, and this is another support, or that looked like a support. Okay, so preferably the support should be here. Yes, 1.380. I prefer it that way. 1.380. Now I'm expecting moving average 50 to hack on GBP USD this morning or today, because if you look closely, GBP USD actually reacted or has been moving on moving average 50 for a while now. Since after mid-November, it's been moving, coming to touch it. So moving average 50 have been creating the trend, so I'm expecting it to react to moving average 50 at about that point. Okay, but then So now our support or our GBPUSD is still moving within 1.38 to 1.40. So what then is the point I'm trying to make? The point I'm trying to make here is quite simple. We could also see another reaction today, but the problem there is on 4-hour time frame, pound is already building sell pressure below 200 EMA, and that could be very problematic. So I have to watch closely and see what happens. So I can draw my support around here. Of course, I've seen previous supports around I've seen it around 1.377 to 1.380. So I'm going to watch closely what happens at 1.377. If there is no pushback and I don't see enough price action, I'm not going to take any buy position. But if I do, then I'm going to take a buy from here upside. That's what I'm expecting. But if I see a large and massive candlestick on 4-hour time frame close into this support region and keeps closing into the support region, I'm going to be skeptical about buying it. So let's just watch. That's going to take the next 4 hours to watch. Okay, so most likely if we're going to trade this pair, we'll have to wait till New York session to see what happens. Okay, so what I'm saying in essence is now entry levels on pairs like this are very, straightforward. You're going to spot places where you have price action that look more like accumulations. That's the point I was trying to make. Do you guys get? So the point I'm trying to make now is you should spot out places where you have price actions that look more like accumulation. Those are the places you want to trade. I don't know if you understand the point now. So the point I'm making in essence is there is an accumulation around this side, this area, 1377 to 1380. You can see, and the move upside is not some kind of beans move, like it's not something really cheap like that. Okay, so there's a key resistance at 1.394 that we can encounter, and there's another one at 1.40 that we could encounter. So we have it from 1.377 to 1.380. So I'm going to watch that closely. I'm going to see whatever it is that happens from there. We're going to watch closely. The only skepticism I have is my moving averages are trying to come together, and this area is going to be a confluence. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. My moving averages are trying to come together, and that place can be a confluence. This region can be a confluence, and anytime you have a confluence, it's either that pair is going to be pushed down below that confluence very hard, or it's going to be pushed up above that confluence very hard. Let me show you times we've had confluence. Let's go back. Now look at this. Okay, so look at this point. This is a confluence of moving averages. You can see from 1.294 it went way up to 1.317. That's about 230 pips if I'm not mistaken, and it all happened maybe under 12 hours, or let's say within a day, 4 hours, and on 4 candles to 6 candles. You can see that. And this is another confluence. It played around this place and shot up so hard from, let's say, 1.297 again to around 1.327. And that's about 297. That's about 300 pips. So confluences are not spots to joke with. So that's why many people are struggling with this spot. I'm sure, or I can assure you, that buyers are lurking around here, so also are sellers. So, but then we need to know or see what's going to push it. Currently, buyers don't have a hand yet in this market. Why? Because there is also there's an accumulation that we are expecting to spot. So if I see a 4-hour candle drop and then get rejected, maybe from a pin bar like this, then I'm going to be very interested in watching other candles that follow suit. Do you understand? So that's the point. So the point I'm trying to make is I'm still watching pounds for a buy. So I'm gonna watch it closely. And if we have enough accumulation like we had over here, we should be expecting first a 1.38 to say we should be expecting first 1.38 to 1 point maybe 39392. That's 120 pips. That's a lot. If you put that one on one lot size, that's 1000 thereabout. And if you put it on what's it called, if you put it on 0.1 lot size, that's $100. So we have 1.38 to 1.39, then we have 1.39 to 1.40. So but first we're not going to go greedy about it. We're going to first take 100 pips, then we take another 100 pips. So that's what I'm trying to watch closely. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put a buy. I'm going to put a long position on this. There's no reason to buy yet, so we're not going to rush. But this is a good risk reward. So if you see this, and I'm going to label here. All right, so we're going to take profit on those red lines. So you can see currently, even if you buy now, your risk reward will not be that much. I mean, would be favorable. That's what I mean. Your risk will not be that much. You are risking 30 pips for a first take profit of 100 pips and another take profit of another 100 pips. So let's just watch closely. So that's about GBP USD. I am still campaigning for buy, but not absolutely. I want to see more reactions around here. If you look closely here, you'll see that we had about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 10 candlesticks that made the accumulation possible. Then on this one, we had a bullish engulfing candle, which bought up here and then came back but could not break the bullish engulfing setup and went way up back. Okay, so I'm also expecting something similar to this. This is just only about 7 candlesticks. Let's see what happens. If it goes down like this, then it goes down like this, then it shoots up. Don't be surprised if just only 2 hours, sorry, not just only 2 4-hour candlestick does the work for the buy. We don't know. Don't forget on the calendar we have Fed Chair Power testifying today again, and the remaining part of today we have FOMC member Bernard Williams talking again, and that though is a low impact, or they are low impact news, but they possibly can affect the move. Okay, so we should watch out. And tomorrow the same thing again. Fed Chair Power would be talking, and then that would affect some of these pairs. Okay, so moving on to GBP CHF, the same thing is happening on GBP CHF. In fact, this time, one beautiful thing I love GBP CHF for is that GBP CHF is one hell of a pair. Pounds can affect this dude, and and Swiss franc can also affect this dude. Okay, so if you look closely, first this pair was way up here from from about 1.28 to 1.295. Then it dropped, got defended at 1.28, of course, because 1.28 is around here, and jumped back up. So ever since March, 4th March, 1.2896 and 298 has been a strong resistance. So now one beautiful thing about day trading is you can keep moving within this circle. You understand? So that's one beautiful thing about day trading. So I'm going to do this and this, and I'm going to watch closely what's going to happen. So I'm expecting, although, you can see this kept eating. This was resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3. In fact, a fourth resistance. Usually when you have 3 resistances in a row without a significant drop, just check out the third or fourth resistance going to drop. That's all those touches of those resistances, they are more like accumulations too. So we had resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3. Then it dropped to this level. Then it pumped up again from 1.28 to 1.29. That's about 100 pips. And it came back but could not, break below this level. So it pumped up again but could not get to 1.29. Could not get so close to 1.29. 1.296. So it started forming or carving another resistance around here. But the thing about this guy is it touched here, came back, touched here, then it could not get that far again. So the best it has gone so far is 1.289. So the best that has gone is 1.289. So now my concern there is this accumulation that I can see below. How much of buy pressure would this accumulation generate? So the best that has gone is 1.289. So now my concern there is this accumulation that I can see. How much buy pressure would this accumulation? And the only way to find out is to just keep an eye on it. Okay, so I am sure this accumulation would do something, but I'm not certain if it can beat 1.288, because if you look closely, this is it's trying to, yes, everything is still bound. All of this like this can be an entire accumulation or distribution. Look closely. Let's go back, because this is 1 hour. Okay, this is 1 hour, and so far if you look closely, this guy has been coming way back on an uptrend since December. If you look closely, look at it from here. It's been riding this trend for a long time. See, since January, preferably, it's been going way up. The very first time it came down so high, I mean so low rather, is from 1.28. It's been riding this trend from 1.19 to 1.28. Let me check, please. Allow me to do the mathematics. That's about that's about 900 pips. Let me zoom it. See? That's about 900 pips. That's about 900 pips. Okay, so if that is about 900 pips, so what then should we expect in turn? So the first thing I want to do is I want to go back in time, or go to higher time frame and see what's up, what's happening on monthly time frame. What is it that is happening? All right, I see where the problem is. So on monthly time frame, GBPCHF uh, has been obeying the 50 moving average. See, it's been obeying the 50 moving average. It's been riding under it. So as far as monthly time frame is concerned, since 2014 or 2014 December, it's been obeying it. At least anytime it touches it, it moves down minimum of 1000 pips. Anytime it touches it, it moves down minimum of that number of pips. But then my concern now is what's going to happen. Look at, should we expect a fake out? Since 2014, on January 1st, 2015, the sell-off was mad. December 1st, it was mad. June 1st, I don't know, this is a pattern already. It's happening on first. Wow. 1st June, 1st May, 1st May again, 1st March. Okay, that's because each candles. What I'm saying in essence is everything is starting. Of course, every month starts with first of, but it's quite intriguing. You understand? What I'm saying is it's following a pattern. Okay, this is 2nd December. All right. So my question is, what do you guys think? Should we expect a very hard seller pressure from here? Don't forget this candlestick from last month, closed below the moving average, and this one opened next to it. So so far it came from a high of 1.298 and it's currently at 1.282. So now what we should be expecting is more of sell pressure. But then anything can happen in the market. So I don't want us to assume yet. I don't want us to assume anything yet until proven otherwise. Alright. So now that we know what's happening on monthly time frame, let's go to weekly time frame. On weekly time frame, the same thing has been happening. The 200 moving average has been beaten down on it. See this level, see this stage. This is a distribution. It rose from this. Please excuse me a minute. Alright guys, I'm back. So let's continue. So we are still observing GBP CHF. We're done observing GBP USD, and I told you that that particular point or level it's still accumulating. So let's just wait patiently. We don't want to rush things. Okay. So okay. So the next thing is, if you look closely, we for those of you just joining, we were looking at the monthly time frame on GBP CHF. Okay, usually I have a list of pairs that I like to, move around and play around with. Okay, so then I would also look at calendar for the first calendar for the week before I do anything. So let's look at the monthly time frame. So I said from 2015, my moving average 50 has been playing down on GBP CHF. We've been pushing it down. Each time it came around GBP CHF, it will just rally and drop, or just could get there aggressively, do a flick out like this, drop. Sometimes may not even get so close like that, drop, then get there again, drop. Usually the minimum of the drop has been up to 1,000 pips, if not more. Let's measure this. This is 1.548 to 1.28. That's about 3,000 in a month. If I put one lot on that, that's $30,000. I don't know if you understand that. Okay, so this. So these are patterns traders spot in the market, and then they tend to play around, you know, around this stuff. So if you look closely in February, the same thing happened, but then buyers are still trying to push this guy up to see if something worthwhile can come out of it. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Okay, so that's it. So in essence, so we're now going to weekly time frame to see. So on weekly time frame, we have something juicy a bit. Look at this. My 200 Hermes laying down on this pair, and then there was a rally here, and all of a sudden it dropped for a whole week on 12th January. Then there was a bit of a rally here. It recovered all the drop, months after or weeks after. Then it dropped again, dropped. So all this while, if I am not mistaken, or if I understand how this pattern is flowing, 200 EMA has been playing down on it on the weekly time frame, from here down, here down, here down, here down. Now we're waiting, although it broke out here, and unlike several other recent moves, it broke out here. So this entire stuff could be a fake out. That's what I'm trying to avoid. It could be a fake out such that this guy drops down again. Remember, there was accumulation here, then it went up. Then there was also accumulation around here, and now it's up again. So it can still come down to this level again. We can still have it around this level again. So until then, the best place or the best set of people to stay with are the sellers on higher time frame. We want to stay with the sellers on higher time frame so that we don't get knocked out, because largely, yes, it broke out of this moving average 200, but if you see times that it had broken out of the moving average, it ended up being a fake out. Look at right about here, right about here. So over coming weeks, we